I've like upgraded from notes on a paper to my phone. So Kerry and Rosie, amazing ladies. We chose The Greatest Showman like to theme YouNite because we feel that it resonates with like all of our journeys and our unique businesses really. And we've like had how many months of just listening to the whole soundtrack. I think we could lip sync right now for you.
You should see some of the like behind the scenes.
Yeah, oh my god, it's hilarious. I think we're going to share that at some point.
Maybe not.
Some of you probably won't know how YouNite was like formed. So in March 2017, myself and Rosie were quite jet lagged, very tired, and we were travelling back. We went to Most Powerful Women in Vegas. We were travelling back on the motorway, and we both said it would be amazing if we had an event down south for us and our teams. And we said, well, let's do it then. I do not think we ever imagined this, ever.
No.
Like,
no.
The first one blew us away. If you were at, who was at last year's? Wow, and you've come this year. So you blow us away. And even on the motorway, Rosie said, Kerry, she'll help us. So I'm grabbing her phone, I've messaged her, she says she's in. We're trying to get enough signal to try and find like an event that was close for all of us and our teams and everyone to come. This is only 16 months of friendship as well.
Yeah.
For me, 16 months, I think, because you live near each other, but it's 16 months of friendship. So what I want to like touch on is you have your own teams, you have your sideline sisters. Get your sideline sisters and don't be afraid to have like a friendship like this. I can't even explain how amazing these two ladies have been. And look, you're here now. So you're all a part of this as well. So it's not our YouNite event, it's all of your YouNite event, and I just want to say like thanks for that. It's amazing. You lot make
Thanks
this
to
event
everybody.
for us.
Okay, so we've Greatest Showman is our theme for today, and we've pulled out some kind of lessons that really resonated with ourselves. And the first one is having a vision that others will see as fantasists. So how many of you, put your hands up if you didn't have the £69 to join this business? That's a lot of the room. I'm going to put mine up as well because I didn't either. But you have a vision.
Put on the credit card.
I didn't pay my council tax, I think. But I've done now, like it's fine now. But you found it. Every single one of you found that £69. It's because you had a vision, and like something Kizzy said earlier really kind of it lit up a light bulb. Do you remember she touched on the Laurel Yazzie thing? Do you remember the dress that went round? There was a dress. Was it blue or was it gold? And how many of you like got into full-blown arguments with people like, what are you on about? It's fucking blue, like, because you could see it, like it was right there in front of you. You could see it, like you could physically see it. You believed that it was blue, no matter what anybody else said. You believed that it was blue, and that's the kind of belief that you have to have. That's the vision that you have to have, no matter who else suggests otherwise, suggests that you're wrong or you can't do it. You know, you need to know and have that unwavering belief in your head that you can build this future. And like I said, there's a reason you found that £69, and it's because you had that vision in the first place. You'll get objections, whether it be from family or friends or loved ones, people that tell you that you can't do it. But you can. This industry is amazing and it doesn't discriminate. Everybody gets the opportunity to win. You're all dealt a different set of cards, but it doesn't matter. The only thing that you need to do is take responsibility for playing the hell out of the cards that you've got, and know that you can get to the top and you can win regardless. And that resonated with us. It comes from The Greatest Showman because he starts at nothing. He starts with literally nothing other than that belief and that vision, and that brought him the relationship that he wanted. Like, they had happiness, they found happiness, and he took the opportunity and he went on and he created that vision regardless of where he came from.
The second lesson that we think it teaches is that you have to take risks. So, has everybody seen The Greatest Showman? Like, yeah. Not that many. Not that, oh my, you do not know what you're missing. When you go home, that is the first thing that you need to do, okay? It's got so many life lessons in it. I can't even begin to tell you. And they really do resonate with what we do. So there's one of the second lesson that we think is that in there you have to take risks. So Barnum, he takes mega risks, from taking a loan out with the bank to creating a show full of freaks or extraordinary people. And what I love about the show is that it teaches you that some risks will really hurt you and you'll feel really disappointed by the risks that you take. But if you don't take those risks, you will always be stuck in that same old life. Like, things will never ever change for you. And you might think about taking risks as something that you really don't want to do. Like, nobody really likes taking risks, right? Nobody wakes up every single day and goes, I'm going to take loads of risks today. Today, I'm going to take loads of risks. Because actually what it does is it makes you feel fearful. Fearful that you're going to fail, fearful that you're going to look silly, that you're going to feel stupid, that people are going to think that you're stupid, or whatever you might feel. It instills that fear in you. But you know that if you don't take those risks, if you don't challenge yourselves, then you're never going to grow. Intellectually, we know that. If we don't do that, then we're never going to grow. So your next step might be from going from blue status to green status, and there is a leap, right? So you've got to take that leap. When you take that leap, you may fail, you may fall, you may not do very well at all. But if you don't take that leap, then you're just stuck here. You're stuck where you were yesterday. So it's having the courage to go, I'm gonna do it anyway. Because when we challenge ourselves like that, we grow, don't we? You know, we get better at lives when we do our lives. We get better at sponsoring when we ask those questions. We get better and better and better at all the things that we need to do the job. So I think there's three things that we need to look at when we think about taking risks. And the first one is, how do I make my job more difficult? So it's, how do I maybe take my lives from my comfort group to my personal page to make them as challenging as I possibly can. Maybe it's taking the easiest DMO to the hardest DMO and doing it like 90 days, like Carol said. You know, maybe it's doing that. So every challenge that you do in your business every day, ask yourself, how can I make this harder? What is the hardest thing I can do? And that will help you to take more risks. It's asking, what can I do differently? So you might already be working things magically. Things might be working really, really well for you. But if you mix it up a bit and take the risk to change it, could it work even better? So you might be amazing at online parties, for instance, but you might fear face-to-face and doing face-to-face parties. If you mix it up, I guarantee you that you'll learn something from it at the very least, or it might even be better than what you're already doing. And number three is, how can I make it more personal? Now this is a challenging one for me, and I don't know about many of you, but I can get on a live and I can talk about makeup until the cows come home. I can get into my team group and do team training all day long and without even thinking about it. But when it comes to talking about me, it's a huge risk, because that level of vulnerability just kind of gets in the way completely. So it's the greatest one as well. And I'll tell you, there's two examples of it for me in the room that I've been following recently, and it's Zach Green and it's Carol Reese. These two have put themselves out there personally. Zach, what you do in promoting where you're going next is incredible. It really is. And Carol, you're the same. They put themselves out there. They say, I'm going black status and it's going to happen. I'm going black status and it's going to happen. I'm going purple status. Whatever it is. And you might not have got there, but you took the risk to do it. And look at them. They're bloody flying, aren't they? They took the risk. Yeah. So take the risk. That's all I'm saying. Take the risk.
Right, so find your tribe and celebrate them hard. Now I'm kind of thinking they haven't seen the movie. Are they going to know what we're on about?
Yeah.
Right, so all too often people worry about fitting in. Who has ever worried about fitting in? I worry about fitting in. But your uniqueness, is that even a word? Your uniqueness is what makes us and everyone different. So celebrate what makes you unique. Look around this room, and I take that from events. One of my first events, that's the first thing I said, and I took one lady to the first ever event, and we just walked in, and I looked around, and I was like, everyone is different. So just look around. You're all different. You are you. Everyone on your team is not the same. Encourage and embrace this. Help give them a platform to shine in ways that suit their individuality and strengths. So what I mean by that is you can have somebody that absolutely loves doing lives, and you can have somebody that can write amazing things. Support them and encourage them and say, look, would you go live in the team group? I'm like looking at my team here. Would you go live in the team group? Because you're fantastic at going live in the team group. Could you do that post? So it's finding their strengths and encouraging that. They're all probably like, yeah, I've had a voice note from Elly. Share your nuggets, okay? And don't keep them to yourself. Go and share what you have learnt today. Like, you're all scribbling down. I've looked around the room. You're all taking notes. Do not come away from this and not share it. That is so important. Share what hasn't worked for you, and share your struggles, because you don't know who else is struggling, and when you share your struggles in your business, it may help somebody else. Build that community within your team group. And I've also put, I know that your sponsor, your elite, your black would absolutely encourage you to go into your team groups and use them and just share and embrace what you have learned, everything about your journey. Because, you know, I am guilty of that. I don't share my struggles enough, and I think that's what I should with my business, to my team and to everyone else, because it's not until you have like a face-to-face and go, yeah, I've done that too, or you put your hand up when you've been asked questions and it's like, oh, I didn't realise Kerry struggled like that, oh, I didn't realise Rosie struggled like that. It's so important. There you go.
Okay, so the next one, success takes time but happiness doesn't. For me, this is all about gratitude. Like, obviously, we know, like, there's people in this room that have been in this business for 3 years. I've been in this business for 3 years. I have not yet reached what I would class as success, but I know it's where I'm going. But it doesn't affect my happiness right now, because the life that I've got right now is pretty sweet. Like, I don't get up in the morning and have to go to work or anything like that. Like, I get to hang around with ladies like you. Like, my life's pretty sweet. I wouldn't say I've been successful yet, but my life is pretty sweet. And for me, like, if you've got kids, you'll know this really well. Everything is a phase. The good stuff, when they're really lovely and they're really well behaved, it's a phase because it ends and they become little terrors. But that's fine, because they get to the end of that and then they become nice again and then they're horrible again. And that's just generally what life is like. You know, it throws stuff at you constantly. So there's no point in saying, I'll be happy when. Like, because when never happens, perfect never happens. There is always something, whether it's in your face, lurking in the background. You'll have moments where those things don't matter because you're going through something that is wonderful. But those things are always going to be there. They're always going to be lurking. They're always going to be in the background. There's always something you could pick out that could put a dampener on it. So it's really, really important that you pick out the things that you have, even if it's not what you deem as success. We've all got things in our lives that we can be massively grateful for and we can be massively appreciative of. And for me, life's not about the what, it's about the who, it's about the people that you have in it. And as long as you're surrounded by those people that support you and make you happy and keep a smile on your face, success will come. If you've got the vision, success will come. But happiness doesn't need to take time. Happiness can be right now. And for me, like I said, that's all about gratitude and keeping an eye on the amazing people that you've got right there, standing next to you on the stage, because they're everything in my eyes, absolutely everything.
Number 5 is never give up. So Steve Jobs, you know, the co-founder of Apple, I watched an interview with him recently, actually. It's an old interview, obviously, but he was asked if you could give us one tip, like one business tip, what would it be? And he said, fall in love with what you don't do so much that your passion will ensure that you never ever give up. And I thought, that is it. That is so right. Like, no matter how difficult those days can get and those moments of self-doubt gets, I will never ever give up. And you can quote me on that, right? Because my passion for this business, for these people and my team will mean that I could never ever walk away from this business. I love it too much. Like, I literally love it too much. And I guarantee you there's people here that feel exactly the same, right? You know, like, you just love it, right? Absolutely love it. And I think that that is really important. And I was really lucky when I first came into this business to see a slide that resonated with me on never giving up really soon. You've probably seen it. It's not the most glamorous, it's not the most pretty image, but it is one that I just can't get out of my head, like literally can't get out of my head. So let me show you it, see if you've seen it. Have you seen it?
Yeah.
Yeah, you have. It's one of those that you go, you know, in many life's failures is that those people have given up far too soon. Like, they didn't know how close they were to reaching those diamonds, to reaching what they called success. And when I think about never giving up, or I never think about giving up, I never do, but when you think about those rocky roads, I think about that image and I'll go, no, you keep digging, girl, you keep digging, because it is important for you to keep doing that and reach those diamonds.
Right, so next up we've got family first and then everything else. So, I really want you to listen to the words and then listen to the words of the song as well.
I'm Leah and I'm 10 years old. I wrote this for all you Rice sisters. Most 10-year-old girls look up to famous people on telly, like Ariana Grande, Little Mix and Jojo Siwa. But I look up to my awesome mummy and all you Rice sisters. My mummy has gone through so much and her confidence was knocked. She didn't like or love herself. She was broken. As her child and when I grew up, my confidence was a reflection of hers. I would say I was fat, I was ugly. Then YouNite came into our lives and everything changed. Mummy met so many amazing wise sisters. Ever since Mummy joined YouNite, her confidence has grown. My mummy smiles a lot now. She has grown like a flower and shines like a star. And I am now confident. She tells me to never let anyone dull your sparkle. If you can dream it, you can achieve it. I tell my friends this too. They need to love themselves. My mummy didn't give up, so I won't ever give up. I love the uplifting power and validate. Can't isn't a word in my dictionary, and it shouldn't be in yours, because you can. You can achieve anything you want to. Just remember, as you're listening to this, remember who's watching you. You show children like me, maybe your own daughter, your sister, niece, or even your best friend's children, to love ourselves first, to never give up, to follow our dreams, to work hard. Beauty comes from within. You're our inspiration. You're leading the way for us to follow.
I close my eyes and I can see a world that's waiting up for me that I call my own. Through the dark, through the door, through where no one's been before, but it feels like home. They can say it all sounds crazy. They can say brightest colors fill my head. A million dreams are keeping me awake. A million dreams. I think of what the world could be. A vision of the one I see. A million dreams is all it's gonna take. A million dreams for the world we're gonna make.
Oh, right. It's not a YouNite event without me snot. I put the song A Million Dreams to that slide because they sing about their hopes and imagination for the world that could be. The kids are full of optimism and are looking towards their future with a positive outlook. The world is full of hopes and a million dreams for everyone. Now, you may think that was scripted, my little girl, but she came to me, oh my days, and she said, "Mummy, I've written you a poem for all your unique girls at YouNite. And if you have ever had a wobble, if you ever feel like giving up," because I felt like giving up sometimes, and those little kids come into your life just at the right time, remember, family is always first. They are the reason why we are doing this. It isn't about us, it's about them. And in the midst of working hard, you just forget how much of an impact your unique journey has on them. Time to rise up, ladies and gents, and show our kids and whoever is watching your journey what is possible. Let's not let them down. They are our legacy.
How amazing is that little girl? I feel like a bit of an anticlimax now by comparison. That's not fair. Okay, so the last one is This Is Me, and I feel like this is something that we've touched on a lot today, so I'm not really going to talk about it loads, but as a quote from the film, if you've seen the film, you might remember it. No one has ever made a difference by being like everyone else. There's 250 women in this room, thereabouts. You all sell the exact same mascara for the exact same price. What's going to make somebody buy it from you instead of somebody else? And the difference is you. And we have so many tools that we can use to show people who we are. And like we said earlier with mental health, by being that 1 in 4, when you reach out, you connect with that 1 in 4. But that applies to every single part of your personality, whether it's the fact that you like your coffee a certain way, whether it's the fact that you've got dogs, whether it's the fact that you've got, I don't know, birds, whether it's the fact that you've got kids. When you show people who you are, somebody will go, so have I. Let's connect on it, let's talk about it. So it's really, really important that you work out who you are, that you work out what it is that makes you special, and you show it to the world, whether that's over Facebook Live, whether that's by taking down the barriers on your social media and saying, I'm not going to project a perfect life, I'm just going to project my life and who I am, because it lets people in, and it'll mean when they're looking for mascara or when they're looking for a business opportunity, they're going to remember you because you're their friend, they've connected with you, they've got that resonation? I don't know. It's a long day. It's a long day. What I'm saying is it's the quirks and the raw things and the things that you're maybe kind of ashamed to show the world sometimes. That's the thing that you have to step outside of yourself and just do it anyway, because that's the thing that is going to change everything. When you stand up and you go, this is me, this is who I am, like me, hate me, I don't care, but this is who I am, and that's when you're going to find true happiness as well when you do that.
Fabulous. Well done, everybody.
So we have almost finished.